What's up, guys? Son of a Boomer here. Today we're talking about the PSA AK-47. Let's get to it.
I don't think he made it.
The AK-47 is one of, if not the most popular rifle in the world today. Now, for years and years and years, it was very difficult to find these guys here in the USA. However, in recent years, you've been able to find them a lot easier, imported from other countries. What I have in front of me today is an American-made AK. Now, for a while, American-made AKs were regarded as just complete garbage. In an attempt to bring the cost down to meet more of an AR price point, many American AK designers were using cast parts. These cast parts were known for blowing up in people's faces after only a few hundred to a few thousand rounds. Instead, Palmetto State Armory has put forged parts where it counts, including a forged front trunnion, forged bolt, and many other parts. Now, the PSA AK-47 is Palmetto State Armory's take on the AKM. For those of you who don't know, the AK-47 and the AKM are very, very similar. In fact, they're pretty much identical. The main difference being that the AK-47 had a milled receiver, and AKM, to keep the cost down, has a stamped receiver. The M in AKM stands for modernized. Modernized means 1959. So that's right, your modern AK is designed 60 years ago. Now, the AKM's reliability is legendary. People are always talking about how you can throw it in the dirt, you can throw it in the mud, you can freeze it. Doesn't matter, it just keeps running and running and running. It's known for being a workhorse, just cannot do anything to break this gun. So Palmetto State Armory has a lot to live up to with that kind of a reputation. Now, I do have a couple stipulations before I continue with my opening thoughts on this rifle. Number one, before purchasing this gun, I have never owned nor shot an AK-47. So I would encourage you, besides this video, to look at other people's reviews and to seek out more information. Stipulation number two, I only have about 150 rounds through it. If this gun lives up to even half of the legends of what the AKM can do, I've got tens of thousands of more rounds to get through it before this is even broken in. So, this is legit, just my first thoughts and impressions on this gun. My third stipulation is to let you know that I am not sponsored by Palmetto State Armory. I'm not sponsored by anyone else currently. Anything that I tell you in this review is going to be purely my experience. So with that said, let's examine this gun a little bit more in depth. All right, so an important thing that I need to tell you guys here is that this is the Blemished model. If you buy a Blemished model version of this gun on palmettostatearmory.com, you will see a drastic reduction in price. However, you will have to put up with little dings and nicks here. To me, it was worth the savings. I don't consider this to be a collector's piece. I consider this a fun range gun and something to train with. To me, having a little ding here or there is not a huge deal. Starting off with the furniture, we have OD green polymer furniture for the front, the grip, and the stock. I'm gonna bring this up. Here on the stock, you'll notice there is space for a cleaning kit. It does not come with one, but there is space for one. It also comes with some nice rings for adding a sling to it, right there, right there. We have a stamped steel receiver. Got a nice fire select switch right here. We got safe right there, so you can't pull the bolt back. Move a little bit down, you'll hit this A selector. I believe that's automatic, but I'm not 100% sure. And further down, you've got F, and I believe that's fire. The automatic does not work, obviously. This is a semi-auto production model. Got our mag release right here. It's pretty comfortable, and as long as you're in a state that allows it, it does come with a 30-round Magpul magazine. That fits pretty well in there. You can just rock it in, just Boom. And it comes out pretty easy. It's hard doing this upside down. If we flip it over, you're going to notice something that not all AKs have. This area right here is for a scope mount. So basically you just have a quick attach and detach mount, and it'll curve up here, and you can put things like a red dot or a scope or whatever on top. The sights on these seem to do okay. They're not anything crazy great. I'm still working with them to make sure that I can be pretty accurate and proficient with them before I put an optic on there. I want to make sure that I can use the iron sights well. Moving a little further up, we've got our 16-inch barrel. This barrel is made of 4150 steel, making it a very good barrel for just shooting around. So, got our standard AK muzzle brake where it's kind of curved right there. These are pretty cheap. They're not anything crazy great or crazy bad. They just are kind of there. You'll notice up here it does not come with a cleaning rod, just like no cleaning kit, but there is a space for one. You can pick a cleaning rod up fairly inexpensively. The charging handle on this feels like you're grabbing a solid piece of metal. Helps if you have it not unsafe, but you can hold that open pretty easily. Looks good in there. And all around the gun just feels like it's pretty good quality. That shaking was just the sling mount right there. So my initial thoughts on this gun, I've put about 150 rounds through it so far. I feel like it's pretty good quality. I think it's taking me a little getting used to with the iron sights. I shoot well with other guns' iron sights, but as of yet, I don't feel like I'm super crazy accurate with this. I will say I have been shooting very cheap steel-cased ammo out of it, so that could have something to do with my accuracy. It could also just be me. I think as I get more time behind the gun, I'll be able to tell if it's just me or if it's really the gun. Reliability. I have had one jam so far. It was early on. It hasn't happened since. Could have been a mag not seated right. It could have been user error. Could have been a lot of things. But I will say, I got a little nervous when that happened because everyone talks about how reliable they are. So as we get more rounds through it, we're going to know a little bit more. But besides that one hiccup, I haven't had any issues with it so far. Seems to run pretty well. And it's just a lot of fun. I really enjoy shooting this gun. The recoil on it isn't too bad. It's a little bit more than an AR. The main difference is that the AR seems just a lot more snappy with its recoil versus the AK. You know, you've got the bolt is traveling such a far thing. It doesn't hit you hard, but it just feels like a much longer effect, if that makes sense, of recoil. Hopefully that makes sense, but really the recoil isn't super bad. You're not gonna shoot this a couple rounds and walk away with a bruise unless you're doing something really wrong. Or you just have very sensitive shoulder. I'm looking forward to doing more videos on this gun. I'm hoping to do a more full review after we hit 1,000 rounds, so that way I can give you a better idea of what my experience has been. But out of the box, it's been a pretty good performer. I'm not gonna say it's great just because of that hiccup and because everyone's told me just like these things never fail. I will say the jam that did occur was very easy to clear. And it could have been a lot of different factors. If you'd like to know more about firearms and you're just getting started, please subscribe. I do all kinds of videos on firearms and guns, anything from gun reviews to how bulletproof is a bowling ball. I do it all here. So if you like that kind of content and you want to see more of it, go ahead and subscribe. I really appreciate those of you who follow and like and comment on all these videos. It's been really great to see the channel grow this fast over the past few months. I really appreciate you guys, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye. What's up, guys? Son of Boomer here. Today we're talking about the PSA AK-47. Helps if it's not unsafe.